Hope, hope in the face of difficulty. Hope in the face of uncertainty. The audacity of hope. In the end, that is God's greatest gift to us, a belief in things not seen. A belief that there are better days ahead. Change is never easy, but always possible. I think perhaps education doesn't do us much good unless it is mixed with sweat. I wonder, sometimes, whether men and women in fact are capable of learning from history, whether we progress from one stage to the next in an upward course, or whether we just ride the cycles of boom and bust, war and peace, ascent and decline. But you see, a rich country like America can perhaps afford to be stupid. It's only when you hitch your wagon to something larger than yourself that you realize your true potential. I wish the country had fewer lawyers and more engineers. Cynicism is a sorry kind of wisdom. To those Americans whose support I have yet to earn, I may not have won your vote tonight, but I hear your voices. I need your help. And I will be your president, too. Let me tell you something. I'm from Chicago. I don't break. The thing about getting old, Bartoot had told me, is that you're the same person inside. I remember her eyes studying me through her thick bifocals, as if to make sure I was paying attention. You're trapped in this doggone contraption that starts falling apart. But it's still you. You understand? I did now. I confess to wincing every so often at a poorly chosen word, a mangled sentence, an expression of emotion that seems indulgent or overly practiced. I have the urge to cut the book by 50 pages or so, possessed as I am with a keener appreciation for brevity. To be known, to be heard, to have one's unique identity recognized and seen as worthy. It was a universal human desire, I thought, as true for nations and peoples as it was for individuals. The truth is, I've never been a big believer in destiny. I worry that it encourages resignation and the down and out and complacency among the powerful. I experienced failure and learned to buck up so I could rally those who'd put their trust in me. I suffered rejections and insults often enough to stop fearing them. In other words, I grew up and got my sense of humor back. Each path to knowledge involves different rules, and these rules are not interchangeable. My little girls can break my heart. They can make me cry just looking at them eating their string beans. For we know that our patchwork heritage is a strength, not a weakness. We may come from different places and have different stories, but we share common hopes and one very American dream. I've got daughters, 9 years old and 6 years old. First of all, I'm gonna teach them about values and morals. But if they make a mistake, I don't want them punished with a baby. The best anti-poverty program is a world-class education. I'd met my share of highly credentialed, high IQ morons. The emotions between the races could never be pure. Even love was tarnished by the desire to find in the other some element that was missing in ourselves. Whether we sought out our demons or salvation, the other race would always remain just that: menacing, alien, and apart. But you don't choose the time. The time chooses you. Either you seize what may turn out to be the only chance you have, or you decide you're willing to live with the knowledge that the chance has passed you by. Either grab a drink and sit down with us or get the fuck out of here. This shit would be really interesting if we weren't in the middle of it. It's not surprising, then, they get bitter. They cling to guns or religion or antipathy to people who aren't like them, or anti-immigrant sentiment or anti-trade sentiment, as a way to explain their frustrations. America is big enough to accommodate all their dreams. It is that courage that Africa most desperately needs. Reading is important. If you know how to read, then the whole world opens up to you. It was as if he had come to mistrust words somehow. Words, and the sentiments words carried. And it's safe to assume that those in power would think longer and harder about launching a war if they envision their own sons and daughters in harm's way.